morning, everyone, and welcome back to Break Time Conversations, a YouTube channel where I have conversations around education. I have been a teacher all my life, and along my journey, I have met and I continue to meet so many interesting and inspiring people. And so I decided to document my conversations with them here so that you too can hear their stories and the amazing work that they do. I'm here today with Vinitha Pandey. She is the founder of Flow, which is an English language school. She is also the Chief Communications Officer of Talk the Talk, a communication portal that curates and ideates programs and workshops for schools, colleges, and other organizations. She is also curator of the Book Talk, something very close to her heart. It's a book cafe, which is a retreat for book lovers. I know she does many more things. So, Vinita, I will hand it over to you now to tell us more about yourself and how you got into doing what you do.
Anupa, thank you so much for that warm introduction. And yes, I will tend to ramble on. So anytime you wish to stop me or let me know that I've been rambling for far too long, do let me know. Anupa, the first thing that I identify with very closely is I'm an army brat in the best possible definition of that phrase. Army born and bred. And I think I've had an idyllic childhood. Um, I have memories of picnicking next to gurgling streams and jumping on fresh chole bhature, climbing mountains, and sitting in this circular library. I'm not sure if it was a circular library, but that's my memory of it. Piled high with books, musty smell of books, and a big television, which was a rarity in those days. This is late 1980s and 1990s. And of course, a lounger. So many other memories that come to me. But I think that shaped me and opened up my world in more ways than one, Anupa. Like they say, you can leave the army, but the army never leaves you. And I found myself in Ahmedabad. I just finished with my graduation. I was planning, kind of on what to do with my life. And there's this a position that opened up in a nearby army school. I went there and volunteered and worked for a couple of months. Uh, I won't say I loved it, but soon after I got into this, school called the Rachna School. And Anupa, even though after that I worked in 7, 8 schools across the nation, this school has been the closest to my heart. Very early on, and again, I talk about mid 1990s here, this school was so ahead of its times. And I think that shaped my teaching and learning journey beautifully. Anyway, things went on. I got married, uh, took a little bit of a sabbatical. Also, found time to pursue two of my other loves. Music has always been a big part of my life, Anupa. I used to sing, even though you may not believe it, because I have a really hoarse voice now, thanks to all the years of teaching. And but I used to sing. I sang at army functions. I remember singing with one of the best bands in Ahmedabad. And of course, listening to Boney M and of course, the golden oldies and everything else. My dad is very musically inclined. So is my mom. So music was a big part of our lives. So I found the time to pursue my diploma in Hindustani classical music from Gandharv Mahavidyalaya. Again, an amazing time. I also, on a whim, went to audition for a position at All India Radio. This is the time when there were no FMs. So you had All India Radio, you had the Western music section. And I went, like just on a whim. I said, no, maybe I can do it. And I got selected, and that was another amazing stint that I had, Arupa. Had my kids, took a sabbatical of almost 7 years, came back into teaching again. But somewhere in the summer of 2015, Anupa, I felt, I gradually felt this disenchantment, wherein I started questioning myself a lot of these existential questions, as in, where am I going? There was a little bit of monotony as well. And what is my legacy going to be? When I look back on my life, what is it that I would have left behind? And I kind of, and I am impulsive that way, Anupa. I kind of left my job, even though my kids were studying in the same school. It was all very hunky dory. I left my job. I sat at home for almost 6 months because I was not sure what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. I knew that I didn't want to be in the active schooling system, but I wanted to do something with the English language, which I love. I think all that solitude, Arupa, and all those the moments of stillness that I had during that time, because before that, it had been a crazy ride of having kids, raising them, working, and all the other things that marriage and having young kids involves. And so I think flow found me. I think I'd like to put it that way. It was a bead of an idea that I had, and it started getting louder and louder in my head. I love saying that I lived, breathed, slept, and ate flow during this time. And Anupa, just at the beginning of our conversation, we were talking about how I love this name, Break Time Conversations. I remember while thinking about what I would call this English experiential school, there were so many titles, fancy titles like Chrysalis and other things that I experimented with. And then my family told me, listen, don't get carried away. Have a name that's easy to pronounce and easy to relate to, and also kind of captures the essence of what flow is. That's how flow was born. It just came to me again, the title. So, flow, Anupa, as I tell kids who walk into flow for the very first time, I tell them that flow is an acronym. An acronym is different from an abbreviation. I love saying this to them, just to warm up the whole idea of what flow is. And so flow stands up for the love of English. I think, Anupa, it captures the essence and the vision and the mission at Flow. It's been a decade of, working with kids around the globe. And interestingly enough, Anupa, when Flow happened, I still remember the magic of those days, when I would be sitting down with a journal and jotting down ideas that came to me, all on the basis of my own teaching learning journey and my experiences with music and radio jockeying and all. I still remember one fine day my husband came back home. We have this nice swing, where we sit and have conversations and kind of talk about our day. And I was in the midst of telling him all that I had brainstormed that day, and then suddenly this idea came to me. I said, why don't we have karaoke and flow as well? Who says that it only has to be about, like bookish stuff? And that's how karaoke happened. And Anupa, this is such a major attraction at Flow. Kids love not just karaoke, but all the songs that we inevitably have. If it's Christmas, then it's Feliz Navidad. We also have an official Flow song that's Pharrell Williams' Happy. I love the essence of that song. I love how we can kind of gyrate and kind of, just be ourselves with that song. We also have an official simile song, which is Lenka's song, and it's called Everything at Once. It has at least 30 similes packed in it. So such a fun way for children to remember similes. Anyway, now, interestingly, Anupa, while I was figuring out what flow would be, what shape it would take, I started with what I didn't want. Somehow that was very clear in my heart, in my head. I knew that I didn't want a rigid syllabi. I knew that I wanted a fresh, boundless, ever-evolving, contemporary syllabi. I also knew that, because in all the years of teaching and learning, and I say that consciously, Anupa, because teaching is never a one-way road, as we know. I realized that I think the most important thing in a classroom or a space where there's learning happening is that it has to be completely non-judgmental and free of fear. And I realized that that's the space I need to create, a space that was free of any judgments. I am not a high priestess of education pronouncing judgment on children. So it had to be free of judgment, free of assessments, free of syllabi, and free of fear. So I very consciously worked towards that, Arupa, and like I said, it's been a decade. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm sure the kids have benefited. But when I look at what Flow has made me, the way it has evolved me in ways unimaginable. Like the doyen of English literature says it so well when he says, you know what you are, but you know not what you may be. And that for me sums up what flow is all. I honestly never thought, Arupa, that flow would make me into this person that I am today. And the amount of learning that it involves. So, summing up what flow is, Arupa, it's an English experiential space. It's a communication hub. We cater to children of all ages, right from an age where they have a basic reading, writing skill set, which could be 6, 7 years, to great wealth. Again, I like working with children more than I do with adults. Yes, I'm saying this on on a very public platform because children spoil you, Arupa. When you see the curiosity, the awe, the wonder, the enthusiasm and energy that they get into a classroom or a space, it just spoils you and you just want more and more and more of that. So we have no fixed syllabi. We don't have textbooks at flow. The kids walk in knowing that they're going to have escapades. A lot of times they don't even know what's going to happen. Again, I like to keep them guessing because they walk in. Almost every fluid Anupa through the years has walked in with a spring in their step, knowing that they're going to embark on literary escapades. So when it's poetry, so haikus and limericks and syncanes and free words and even things like blackout poetry, which is so interesting. Things that I learned too because I'm brainstorming all the time. You won't believe it, Anupa. There's this book called 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak, a beautiful read. I was reading it and an idea struck me. So anything I read, watch, observe is inspiration and fodder for me to use at flow. So poetry and debates and logical fallacies and TED talks. My God, it's a whole goldmine of information. And a TED talk which I would like to name because through the years that TED talk occupies the top spot at Flow. Kids love it. It's a TED talk by Tim Urban, and it talks about procrastination, and it is so amazing, Arupa, and you don't see the end coming. What is procrastination? How does our mind work? And kids love it because there's a lot of humor in it. Of course, creative writing. Something called the show don't tell technique is something we love. We dress up paragraphs. There was this Russian writer called Anton Chekhov. And there's this lovely quote that is attributed to him. It says, "Don't tell me that the moon is shining. Show me the light of glint on broken glass." Yeah, it just fills me up. And how you need to tell kids that every time you speak or write, show, don't tell us. Don't tell me that you're angry. Show me how angry you are. So then they talk about clenched fists and red in the face and other emotions that they go through. Journaling is also a big part of our lives, Arupa. So, because I think journaling helps you get those pockets of stillness. There's something called a feelings journal that we are dealing in with younger kids now, checking in with them. How are you feeling? Tell me an emotion or a feeling that you struggled with today and an emotion or a feeling that made you light and happy. I can go on, but Arupa, I love the fact that the whole world is ours to explore and learn and revel in. Now, book talk. How did book talk? Do you want me to say that now,
Yeah,
Arupa? Would you
sure.
maybe?
I just wanted to say, I just absolutely love your journey so far. And, the questions that you've asked yourself, the introspection and the retrospection, amazing. It's something that we all, especially us women, we need to do as we go through the different phases of your life, right? Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love the fact that you started with what you didn't want. That's great. So just before you move on to book talk, I just wanted to ask, is this like an after school program or is it a weekend program or how does Flow work?
So, Arupa, Flow is definitely an after-school program. It's based on the fact, when Mark Twain said that never let your schooling interfere with your education. So, schooling is there, but flow is what adds to what they already do at school and helps equip these kids with skills that are going to last a lifetime, I'm sure. So, a lot of my alumni, ex-fluites are scattered across the globe in colleges like Georgia Tech and the NTU Singapore and Canada, and of course the IITs and the Christ University, Manipal, and so on and so forth. And so many of them are still in touch with me, and they tell me how flow has shaped them, not just in literary ways, Anupa, but in the way that it's opened up their world and their perspectives and just about everything they think and speak and write about.
Lovely. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Yeah, so now we can move on to book talk because you said that that's also a huge part of what you do. So
Right.
please tell us more about that.
So, Anupa, thank you for that question. And interestingly enough, flow is something I took a lot of time with. Like I told you, I lived, breathed, ate, slept, and it took me 6 months, to kind of realize that I wanted to do this and then work on it. Book talk, on the other hand, just happened in a moment, and I believe on a whim. But I think somewhere these things are buried deep in your conscious, right? And in your consciousness, I'm sorry. Um, I told you about the circular library, right? It's a recurring memory. Whenever I think about it, it just fills me up with this warm feeling. And so I think, again, in the summer of 2017, I was scouting for places for flow. And I found this lovely place very close to my home because Anupa, I was very sure that I didn't want to commute long distances. I could choose my place of work. And I found this lovely place in the basement, but it was very big. I remember standing there with my husband and saying, "No, it's perfect, but it's too big. I don't need so many classrooms. What do I do with the rest of the space?" And just like that, the crazy dreamer that I am, I told my husband, "I'll start with a library here." That was the first thought. Because it I think intertwines so well with what I do at Flow. Reading is of course a big, big, big part of who we ultimately kind of shape up to be. And that's how Book Talk started. And my husband has always been a very, very big support, Anupa. He's never questioned my dreams or the fact that I could go ahead and make those dreams happen. And that's how Book Talk happened. In every little thing in that space, I think of Book Talk as more of a family thing, Anupa. I think a whole family worked together. My husband got together to make sure that all these crazy ideas that I had in my head, a floating shelf and whatnot, he made that happen. Speaking to the carpenter and so on and so forth. My kids came up with other ideas about the events and other things that we could have. So it's a whole family thing. And along the way, we started off as thinking of it as a library, and then it turned out to be a book cafe. And then it turned out to be so much more, Anupa. That's how, creative people found us, Anupa. They would walk down the stairs with lots of potted plants and a lovely swing, come inside, and my flow classroom was on one side in the same premises. And as you walked further down the corridor, it opened up to this beautiful space that I had designed myself. Again, something that I'd never done. Yes, I like to keep a nice home, but that's it. I took it upon myself to design this space, and I think the love and the passion that we all poured into it shone through, Arupa, because almost everybody who walked in said that I feel love here. There is this stillness and there's a lot of love in this space. And so it had a dedicated space, a bunk bed for kids to curl up and read. It had low seating areas. It had a place where you could sit and sing or listen to ghazals. And lots of these things, scattered around. So we moved on to have regular book club meets and karaoke evenings. I'm a big fan of karaoke, Anupa. I love how even somebody who can't sing can go ahead and, hold that mic and sing. And of course, stand up comedy. And we hosted several events with this international travel company called Travel Massive. And lots and lots of events that we had over the years, Anupa, and poets and other creative people who walked in. But sadly, Book Talk could not continue for a very long time. And the pandemic happened. When the pandemic happened, of course, the world closed down, and I took my whole academy online. That is a story for another day. I had never taught a day online before that, and suddenly you were taking this whole academy online. And with Book Talk, sadly, I had to kind of take this decision. Looking at everything, I had to kind of close it down. And 5, 6 years later, I'm still connected to people who walked in there just to have deep conversations or who did poetry or whatnot. And though I do think of reviving it at times, Anupa, I feel like maybe I need to embark on another adventure. It was also a lot of work running a space like that. So yeah, that's all about Book Talk. And even the name again, like Flow just came to us. I was thinking of fancy names. Then
Mm,
my family to tell me, please think of a simple name,
yeah,
Book
I
Talk.
know. That's how our life should be as well, right? We're always looking at something big, something great. But right in front of us, the simple things, the ordinary things, that's what the most important things are. So wonderful. I absolutely love that you're focusing on things that our world is slowly losing today. Even like the English language in a world of AI and, abbreviations and short forms, and, this texting language and the horrible language that you hear in certain lyrics, song lyrics as well these days. I love that you're focusing on the English language, focusing on books, even though that's not really functioning anymore, but still, you say it's a huge part of you, which is so important. Vinita, thank you so much. It's been so wonderful. We are running out of time, as always. But is there anything, a last thought that you'd like to share before we close? It has been so wonderful talking to you, hearing about your journey, hearing about these, the different things, just wonderful reminders for even me, looking at the simple things in life. Anything
Thank you
you'd like
so
to
much.
share with us?
Yeah. So, Arupa, in fact, you'll be surprised that reading, as such, I also kind of thought that reading as such is not a big part, but kids read a lot and they love reading. And in fact, there's a new initiative that I started last year, which is called Winnie's Book Club for Kids. And we have these book club meets on and off. We've tied up with Kudzum, and then there are times we just do it in a nearby park. So you're right about that, Anupa, when you say that, holding on to things that we are slowly losing touch with. I do feel that a lot of times the world seems like this train that you're traveling on, and the iridescent colors all around, and we really need to slow down. And I think these are language will always be a big part of our lives. So AI will be and definitely is kind of shaping who we become as a human race. But I think language, because language is not just what we speak or write. It's about who we are. It's about how we think. It's about how we communicate. And that's never going to go out of fashion, Arupa. These are, like we like love to say, these are 21st century skills. So I feel honored and I feel blessed. And Anupa, interestingly, a lot of these things that Flow and Book Talk has happened organically. So we have a second generation of learners here at Flow now. So the older siblings or cousins were with us, and now we have this Gen Alpha, which is so different, thriving with curiosity and questions. And I feel grateful, and I feel it's very heartening to see all the love and the trust that the parents have bestowed on us. And we are a lovely, tight-knit community of parents who trust us, and of course the kids who love Flow and who made Flow what it is really. So Flow is the kids as well.
Yeah.
And we have these just before we say goodbye, we have these lovely Flow rules that we kind of go back to, every now and then. So there's one that says we never laugh at anyone. We laugh with each other. Everything's fair in love and war and at Flow.
Yeah.
Learning and teaching can be so much more joyful, and I think it's so important for us to remember children as beings who think for themselves, and we need to respect them. That's, I think everything else happens automatically then. Then they learn, they enjoy, and they thrive, and they blossom into who they were always meant to be. So yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Thank you so much. And I'm sure there are many, many more things up your sleeve. And I'm sure, as I follow you on LinkedIn, I will see so many more initiatives that you will start over the years. And I wish you all the best with Flow and with all the many new adventures that are coming your way.
Thank you, Arupa. It's been so wonderful. You have been such an amazing, kind of person to speak to. And I just opened up my heart, and it's been wonderful. I don't know, the half an hour, 40 minutes just flew by.
Thanks,
Thank
Vinita.
you
Thank
so
you. It's
much.
been wonderful talking to you, and we will be in touch. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Thank you so much, Arupa. You have a lovely day. Bye.